Hi, my name is Melissa Ewell, and this is my final speech for my communications class. Okay. Have you eaten lunch in a sweaty hot sauna lately while the person serving your meal attempted to cover you with a blanket and was glared at angrily from all of the random people in the room? That is basically what onlookers put new mothers through on a daily basis as they attempt to feed their child in public. I have been there. I have been the mother on the plane that had to warn everyone sitting next to her that she would be nursing during the flight. I have hidden in my car crying thanks to looks of shoppers at the mall. And I have thanked and thanked again the server that didn't freak out over my baby nursing for a few short minutes as I attempted to enjoy a warm meal. And most of all, I have been and will always be the mother standing up for all other mothers having to go through this same pain. Today I plan on persuading you, the public, to be more compassionate and understanding of these mothers. First, I will explain some of the reasons that people get so angry about nursing in public. Then I will explain why breastfeeding in public is so insanely difficult to do discreetly. And finally, I will cover some of the common, well, have you tried this, that us moms often hear. Let's get started. Breastfeeding in public is an extremely controversial topic in the United States. The argument mothers tend to hear the most is that breastfeeding in public is indecent. This argument is so insane. First, I want to point out the ridiculousness of this claim. It's absolutely amazing to me in this day and age that people use this. It's not like she is sitting there topless with both breasts exposed. The baby's mouth, believe it or not, covers most of the nipple and areola. Women walking around in bathing suits show off more skin than what you would be able to see while a mother nurses her child. In regards to indecency, you will often hear people say, I don't want my son to see that. It's a private part of the body, like the penis. Yes, because God forbid you may have to actually teach your child the truth about what a woman's breasts are actually for. The penis is actually part of the reproductive system, so no, they are not the same. They are genitals. Their only purpose is sexual, and they do not feed nor nourish anyone. Another issue that we love hearing is, we get that breastfeeding is natural, but so is urinating, and you wouldn't do that in public, would you? I literally can't even. The fact that people actually believe that urinating and breastfeeding are even remotely similar is completely asinine. Urinating is not allowed in public because it is unsanitary and would require actual genital areas to be exposed. The last argument I will cover is the point people attempt to make about breastfeeding being intimate. So therefore, it is something that should be done in privacy. Hugging and kissing are also considered intimate, but no one bats an eye when people do that in public. I could understand if we were talking about two adults being inappropriate in a sexual manner in public, but that just isn't the case here. We are talking about a mother feeding her child in the way that nature intended her body to do so. Mothers often hear that we should just cover up while breastfeeding, so today I'm going to show you just how difficult that task actually is. As I go through this process, keep in mind that I am using a doll that will not move. I will, however, explain, as I go through this process, the difficulties that come out throughout the stages of the baby's life. So, baby. So, I wore today a tank top underneath a shirt, and that's pretty much what I lived in the whole year and some months that my daughter nursed. In order to breastfeed, a mother would actually have to take a blanket or a nursing cover if she has one, but they're just highly expensive, and I have a lot other and things that I needed to buy, so it wasn't important. So you would take a receiving blanket, you drape it over a shoulder. Now you cover baby. Point proven. Already falling off. Put it back on. So now, as you're covering up, no matter what age or where you live, it's hot. So you're fixing your shirt, so you have to unbutton and pull down that sleeve and pull yourself out and latch the child, which is actually the hardest part because you need to be able to see what the baby's doing. And not to mention, it's hot. It's so hot. The baby is sweating at this point because your hair is sticking to you. You're just dying. It is the most uncomfortable thing as a mom that I have had to put my own child through. Not to mention, as they get older, they just fight. Like, they rip the blanket off. It's not even possible. One other thing that I did bring was a nursing cover. It's actually just an infinity scarf. Very long, totally connected. You just kind of flip it in two and you can wear it all day. Super cute. When it's time to nurse, super easy. You just kind of, same thing as the blanket, just it's less likely to fall off. And if you can get it during summertime, it's a bit more breathable. Baby in, latch, cover. Still not what every mom is comfortable doing. Still going to get hot. Still totally uncomfortable. But nursing covers do work. So moving on. Lastly, I would like to discuss some of the advice we mothers often hear in regards to breastfeeding in public. The most common is that we should use a cover. As you saw and heard in my demonstration, that isn't as easy and often leaves the mother and child completely frazzled. Recently, some companies have come up with cool new products that I actually cannot wait to try with my next baby. One company is called Momzelle. They have shirts that look like they just have layers, but in fact the top layers lift and the baby can latch easily. So there's like shirt, layer, and this part lifts up. So you kind of exclude having to have wear two shirts deal that you pretty much go through. They don't exist. There are also other products out there, such as nursing scarves that I showed. Mine wasn't a nursing scarf, but there are real nursing scarves. And they can help, and many women do try to use them. Sometimes babies just don't want to be covered, and that's just how it is. I wouldn't want to eat under a blanket either. Another piece of advice that is often given to a mom is that she should just pump before leaving the house, and then while she's out, she can give the baby that bottle. There's too many issues with this one, but to cover some, for one, if the baby is still only a few weeks old, it is very likely that the mother's body is still working on regulating the baby's milk supply. Pumping too early could hinder that supply. It could also cause nipple preference or nipple confusion. Nipple preference could mean the baby only wants the bottle and will not nurse again, which is awful. And nipple preference or nipple confusion could be where the baby doesn't know which nipple is which. Both of these are fairly common due to the baby just, they're learning. Nursing is as much a learning thing for moms as it is for babies. If it happens, it can ultimately end your breastfeeding relationship. And while yes, the mother could just pump, that's a lot of work. World Health Organization, as well as American Academy of Pediatrics, recommends breastfeeding for at least the first 2 years of the child's life. Pumping is so hard. I had to pump because I worked full time, and that was pumping 3 times a day. I would get 1 to 2 ounces maybe for the entire day. It's not ideal. When you're away from baby, you want an ounce per hour. That didn't cover it. I worked 8 hours and spent an hour driving. It didn't cut it. Another thing that you should know is that babies, some of them just don't like bottles. When I did go back to work, my daughter willingly took a bottle for about 2 weeks. She then went on what is known as a bottle strike and completely refused them. My fiance would have to bring her to my job 2 to 3 times a day just to nurse. We tried for months before she finally started accepting sippy cups. This is a very common thing for breastfed babies, and I hear about it all the time in my local support groups. In summary, just give mom a break. She is only doing the best she can. I can't imagine anyone would rather hear a baby crying uncontrollably because it's hungry than seeing a mother nursing her child. The grounds people stand on to be against public breastfeeding are easily debunked. While most mothers do try to be discreet, it isn't the easiest thing to do, and for our sanity's sake, please avoid giving any more advice. We know what is best for our own child. So next time you see a mother breastfeeding her baby in public, don't give her a dirty look. Just remember all of these points and reassure her that she is doing the best thing for that baby. Trust me, she will appreciate it. Thank you.